You are standing 3,400 meters above sea level in the heart of the Andes Mountains. Behind me lies Cusco, the capital of the Inca Empire. In 1520, this was not a quiet city hidden in the mountains. This was Cusco, the capital of the Inca Empire, the center of power, religion, and culture, the heart of an empire that ruled the Andes. If you enjoy exploring the lost cities of history, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the video.
You're standing at 3,400 meters above sea level. The air is thin. Your lungs work harder with every breath. The Andes Mountains surround you on all sides. Peaks rising over 6,000 meters, some still capped with snow. And below you, nestled in a valley shaped like a puma, is a city unlike anything you've ever seen. Stone buildings, their walls fitted so perfectly you cannot slide a knife blade between the blocks. No mortar, just precision. Streets paved with stones, channels of water flowing downhill through carefully engineered channels. And everywhere, on temples, on palaces, on the bodies of priests, gold. This is Cusco, the navel of the world. Dawn. The sun rises over the navel of the world. The capital of Tawantuyu, the four regions united. The Inca Empire. You're standing in the largest empire in the Americas, stretching 4,000 kilometers from modern Colombia to Chile. Over 10 million people. A road system spanning 40,000 kilometers. And it's all controlled from here, from Cusco. The year is 1520. The emperor is Huayna Capac. The empire is at its absolute peak. You don't know it yet, but in 12 years, Spanish conquistadors will arrive. Within 20 years, this will all be gone. But today, right now, this is the most powerful civilization in the Western Hemisphere. Welcome to 24 hours in Cusco. Dawn. It's just before sunrise. The mountains are silhouettes against a sky shifting from black to deep purple. You're standing in the Haukaypata, the sacred square, the central plaza of Cusco. It's enormous, over 300 meters across, paved with white sand brought from the coast over 1,000 kilometers away. Why sand from the ocean? Because the Sapa Inca, the emperor, must not walk on bare earth. Too sacred, too divine. Around the plaza, rectangular buildings with trapezoidal doorways and windows. Stone walls rising 3 stories. Thatched roofs made from ichu grass. The walls are covered in decorative stonework, geometric patterns, niches for offerings. And on the eastern edge of the plaza, Qorikancha, the temple of the sun. You watch as priests emerge. The priests are dressed in elaborate tunics, unu, woven from vicuña wool, the finest fiber in the world, softer than silk. Geometric patterns in red, yellow, black, and white, each color from natural dyes. Cochineal insects for red, plants for yellow and black. They wear large golden discs on their chests, sun symbols, ear spools so large their earlobes are stretched. These men are O, or Jones. Big ears, the Inca nobility. One priest carries a golden vessel. Another carries cocoa leaves. They're preparing for Ini, the sun god, to rise. The Inca believe they are literally children of the sun. The Sapa Inca is Ini's representative on earth, divine, untouchable. Every dawn, priests make offerings, ensuring the sun will rise again, ensuring the world continues. The first ray of sunlight breaks over the mountains. The priest raises the golden vessel filled with chicha corn beer and pours it into a stone channel. The liquid flows downhill, an offering to Pachamama, Mother Earth. You hear a sound, low, rhythmic, putu, conch shell trumpets blown by priests on the temple steps. The sun has risen. Another day in Tawantuyu begins. Cusco is waking up. Smoke rises from cooking fires, the smell of corn being roasted, potatoes being boiled. The Inca domesticated the potato. Over 4,000 varieties grow in the Andes. Different types for different altitudes, different climates, different soils. Right now, someone is preparing chuno, freeze-dried potatoes left outside overnight to freeze, stomped to remove moisture, then left in the sun to dry. They last for years. You hear the sound of llamas, hundreds of them being driven through the streets. Llamas are everything here. Transportation, wool, meat. Though rarely for meat, they're too valuable alive. Dung for fuel. Wood is scarce at this altitude, but they can't carry more than about 30 kilograms, and they refuse to be ridden. This is an empire without horses, without wheels, without writing, and yet it works. Morning. You approach Qorikancha, the Temple of the Sun. From outside you can see the walls, perfectly fitted stones, some weighing several tons, cut and placed with such precision that earthquakes common here barely disturb them. The stones are slightly curved, creating a subtle wave pattern in the wall, beautiful and structural. It helps with seismic stability. You enter through a trapezoidal doorway. The Inca build everything this way, wider at the base than the top, more stable during earthquakes. The interior takes your breath away. The walls are covered in gold, not gold paint, not gold leaf. Solid gold sheets, hammered thin, covering every surface. The Inca don't value gold for trade. They don't use it as currency. They value it as the sweat of the sun. It's sacred. It belongs to Inti, and Qorikancha is Inti's house. In the main chamber, a massive golden disc, the sun itself, positioned so the morning light strikes it, reflecting brilliantly around it. Golden statues of the Inca pantheon, Mamakila, the moon, Inti's wife. Silver, not gold, the tears of the moon. Thunder and lightning, the storm god, Pachamama, Mother Earth. And in the courtyard, a garden, a golden garden. You walk into an enclosed courtyard and you see it. Life-sized golden plants, corn stalks with golden ears, each kernel individually crafted. Golden llamas grazing on golden grass, golden butterflies on golden flowers. It's not sculpture for beauty's sake. It's an offering, a representation of abundance, a prayer made permanent. Spanish chroniclers will later write about this garden. When they loot it in 1533, they'll melt it down. Tens of thousands of kilograms of gold sent back to Spain. But that's 13 years in the future. Today, it's still here, glittering in the Andean sun. In a side chamber, you see something else. Mummies, not in coffins, sitting upright, dressed in fine textiles adorned with gold. These are former Sapa Inca, previous emperors. The Inca don't bury their dead rulers. They preserve them, keep them in palaces, bring them out for festivals. Each former emperor still owns his palace, his land, his servants. When the current emperor dies, his successor doesn't inherit. He builds a new palace, conquers new lands. This is why the empire keeps expanding. Each new emperor needs his own resources, his own legacy. It's brilliant and unsustainable, but for now, it's working. Mid-morning, you walk back to the Haukaypata. The plaza is filling up. This is market day, but this isn't like markets elsewhere. There's no money. The Inca don't use currency. Instead, barter and state redistribution. You watch a man with a basket of ají peppers, bright red and yellow, extremely hot. He's trading with a woman who has salt brought from salt flats in the highlands. Another vendor has coca leaves, green, fresh, mildly stimulating when chewed. Essential at this altitude. It helps with oxygen absorption, but not everyone can chew coca. It's restricted. Only the nobility and those doing hard labor. This is a highly stratified society. A group of men passes through the plaza carrying stones. They're mita laborers. Every able-bodied person owes labor to the state. It's how the Inca build their roads, temples, terraces. No slaves, no money, just required communal labor. In exchange, the state provides food, clothing, tools. It's a planned economy, central control, redistribution. Kulka, state warehouses store food for distribution during famines, for feeding armies, for supporting workers. You see one now. A series of circular stone buildings on a hillside, ventilated, keeping grain and chunyo dry. The system works because of record keeping. You see an official holding something unusual. It's a quipu, a cord with smaller cords hanging from it. Each smaller cord has knots tied at intervals. This is how the Inca keep records. They have no writing, no alphabet, no pictographs, but they have quipu. Each knot represents a number. Position matters. A knot at the bottom is ones. Higher up, tens, hundreds, thousands. Different colored cords mean different things. Red for soldiers, yellow for gold, white for silver, green for corn. This Quipucamayok, a quipu keeper, is recording tribute from a distant province. How many llamas? How many sacks of corn? How many textiles? All recorded in knots. Spanish conquistadors will later be amazed. The Inca can tell them exactly how many people live in any province, how much food is stored in any warehouse, how many soldiers are available, all without writing a single word. Midday, you climb uphill northwest of the city center. The altitude is punishing at 3,400 meters. Every step takes effort, but you need to see this. Sacsayhuamán, the fortress. You crest the hill and stop. In front of you, walls made of stone so massive you can't comprehend how they were moved. The largest stone weighs over 120 tons. These aren't rectangular blocks. They're polygonal, multifaceted, fitted together like a three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle. No two stones are the same shape, but they fit perfectly, seamlessly. You run your hand along a seam. You can't feel where one stone ends and the next begins. No mortar, no cement, just precision. How massive communal effort. The Inca had bronze tools, but these are limestone and andite, hard stones. Bronze shouldn't be able to cut them. Maybe they used stone hammers, repeatedly striking until the rock split along natural fracture lines. Maybe they used water and wooden wedges, soaking the wood until it expanded, cracking the stone. Maybe they heated the rock and cooled it suddenly, creating stress fractures. Or maybe they knew something we've forgotten. Sacsayhuamán isn't just walls. It's three massive terraces zigzagging. Why zigzag? Because it eliminates blind spots. Defenders on the upper levels can see and hit anyone attacking the lower levels. But this isn't just military. It's ceremonial. Major festivals happen here. The Ini Festival of the Sun will take place here in June. Thousands gathering to celebrate the winter solstice. You look down at Cusco, spread below. From here you can see the city's layout. It's shaped like a puma, the sacred animal. Sacsayhuamán is the head. The Haukaypata is the heart. The confluence of two rivers, Tulumayo and Huatana, forms the tail. Everything is planned. Nothing is random. This is a civilization that sees order in the cosmos and recreates it on Earth. Afternoon, you descend from Sacsayhuamán and walk to the edge of the city. Here, the valley sides are covered in terraces and agricultural terraces, step after step carved into the mountainside, some rising hundreds of meters. These aren't just platforms. They're engineering marvels. Each terrace has layers. Bottom, large stones for drainage. Middle, gravel and sand. Top, rich soil brought from the valley floor. Water channels run along the top of each terrace. Gravity feeds water down through the system. No pumps needed. The terraces create microclimates. The lower terraces are warmer. The upper terraces are cooler. This lets farmers grow multiple crops at different altitudes, maximizing yield. Corn at the lower levels, potatoes and quinoa at the middle levels, hardy tubers like oak and oluco at the highest levels. The Inca feed an empire of 10 million people without large draft animals, without iron plows, without the wheel. They do it with terraces, with irrigation, with selective breeding of crops. You watch farmers working. They use to color foot plows, a wooden pole with a bronze or stone tip, a footrest partway up. The farmer steps on the footrest, driving the blade into the earth, levers up a chunk of soil. His wife follows behind, planting potato eyes or corn kernels. It's communal work. In reciprocal labor today, I help you. Tomorrow, you help me. This is separate from mitar. This is community, family, survival. The terraces around Cusco feed the city, but terraces across the empire feed millions. In some places, Like the Kulka Valley, terraces cover entire mountainsides, thousands of hectares, all carved by hand. It's one of the greatest agricultural achievements in human history, and it's invisible from the ground. You have to see it from above to understand the scale. Evening. As the sun begins to set, you stand on the road leading south from Cusco, the Capacan, the Royal Road. This road runs from Quito to Chile, over 6,000 kilometers through deserts, jungles, mountains, and connected to it 40,000 kilometers of secondary roads, all built without the wheel, all walked by foot or llama. You hear a sound, a putu horn. Then you see him, a chesky, a messenger runner. He's young, fit, running at altitude like it's nothing. He's been training since childhood. He wears a simple tunic, carries a small bag with cocoa leaves and chuno, and most importantly, a quipu, a message from a distant province, encoded in knots. He's been running for hours, but every 2 to 3 kilometers, there's a tambo, a way station, with another runner waiting. The chesky approaches. Another runner emerges from the tambo. They run together briefly. The first runner hands off the quipu, speaks quickly. Context, the knots can't capture. The second runner takes it and continues. Fresh, fast. This system can relay information faster than any pre-modern civilization. A message from Cusco can reach Quito, 2,400 kilometers north in 5 to 7 days. Fresh fish from the coast can reach the emperor's table in Cusco, 3 days run inland, still edible. All without horses, all on human legs. You follow the road to where it crosses a gorge, and you see something impossible. A bridge suspended across a 30-meter chasm. But it's not stone, it's rope.
Huachaca, a rope bridge made from woven grass. Ichu grass, the same used for thatching roofs. Women weave small ropes. Men twist those into larger cables. Each cable as thick as your body. The cables are anchored to stone foundations on both sides. The deck is woven grass mats. It sways, cacks, looks terrifying, but it holds. Llamas cross. People cross. The chesky crosses without hesitation. Every year the communities rebuild it. A new bridge, a continuation of tradition. 400 years from now, one of these bridges will still be rebuilt annually, a UNESCO cultural tradition. But that's the future. Today, there are hundreds of these bridges connecting the empire. Night falls over Cusco. The city doesn't have street lighting, but the stars. The stars are overwhelming. At this altitude, with no light pollution, the Milky Way blazes across the sky. The Inca call it Mayu, the celestial river, and they see it differently than Europeans do. You're on a rooftop with an Inca astronomer, Aquila Quipoc, star keeper. He's not pointing at bright stars, he's pointing at dark spaces between stars. There, he says, the llama drinking from the celestial river. You squint and you see it, a dark patch shaped like a llama, not made of stars, made of cosmic dust blocking the stars behind it. And there, the fox, the serpent, the partridge. The Inca recognized both light constellations, stars forming patterns, and dark constellations, absence of stars, forming patterns. It's unique in world astronomy. He shows you the Qorikancha Temple below. When the sun rises on the winter solstice, the first ray enters that window. It illuminates the altar precisely. The Inca are master astronomers. They track solstices, equinoxes, star risings, not just for ritual, for agriculture. When the Pleiades appear at certain angles, it's time to plant. When certain stars rise, it's time to harvest. The entire agricultural calendar, feeding 10 million people, depends on watching the sky and recording it in quipu, in stone alignments, in architectural orientations. You're standing in the Haukaypata again. The plaza is quiet. The white sand glows faintly in starlight. You think about what you've seen today. A city built without mortar, yet earthquake-resistant for centuries. An empire without writing, yet perfectly administered. Roads without wheels, yet spanning a continent. Agriculture without large animals, yet feeding millions. Messages without paper, yet transmitted at incredible speed. Gold valued not for wealth, but for sacred beauty. This is Cusco, the novel of the world. In 12 years, Francisco Pizarro will arrive with 168 men and 27 horses. He'll capture the Sapa Inca Atahualpa, demand a room full of gold for ransom, receive it, then execute him anyway. Within 20 years, smallpox and civil war will devastate the empire. The Spanish will melt down the Golden Garden, dismantle the temples, build churches on Inca foundations, but they won't destroy the walls. Can't destroy them. Those perfectly fitted stones will survive, still standing today, still defying explanation. You've spent 24 hours in Cusco, and you've witnessed the peak of a civilization that built the impossible. Without iron, without writing, without wheels, just stone, rope, will, and precision. Welcome to Time Warp Cities. If you want to explore more lost civilizations of the Americas, hit subscribe and let us know in the comments what other pre-Columbian cities should we reconstruct. The Inca Empire fell, but what they built in stone remains.